it's over. Don't give them the money, you know? Like,
what if it's the last game of the series? If you GG out early, that means you're going to the lower bracket.
Would you do that to spite your opponent, though? Like, you have 19 deaths on someone. You know the game is basically over, but it's really close. Would you do that, Purge, yourself, if you were in that position?
I wouldn't want to, because like then my opponents would type "see you at LAN" when COVID's over, and I know I'm gonna get beat up. So I personally wouldn't. But look how many stars have to align for that one to be possible. You have to have a long game, number one. It has to be a close game.
Yeah.
One person. There has to be tons of kills, and you also have to still be so close that it's not worth GGing out to try to extend the game. You know, like it happens in such low percentages.
I think basically any 60-minute game between these two teams will have a 20-death player. But it's unlikely we get to 60 minutes. Well, not any, but basically any. I think more than half.
If
would
we
have.
don't,
we'll get to like 15, but
if we don't get something feeder, perhaps we get Drop the Dead Donkey, and we'll see Nature's Prophet picks someone going for that. And talking of picks, they're here! We have arrived at the draft. The Betway draft is here. IO is banned. First phase ban. We're in. We're all good, and we're ready to go. Took a little while, but thank you for staying with us and being patient. And yeah, we have a Rubik ban, straight up. That is the Yapsur special.
Now, I know you guys waited a bit for this draft to start, and there were some tech issues, but Shiver, remember what it was like back in the day when we tried to online cast? It took forever. There was drops constantly. People weren't at their computers. There were pauses so many times during game. This is a miracle, okay?
That's true.
And it was also Valve's. It was also Valve's fault. So don't get mad at us.
Can I just highlight these odds for a second? Like, think about this for a second.
Wow.
It's nobody has a game. These are the kind of odds we've had on other series when one team was up 1-0. Like literally these kind of. So, like, I know Secret is a favorite, but I feel like this is kind of.
This is where the.
This is a very, very big favorite. I mean, I picked Secret to win. I do think they're gonna win, but I don't think this does OG justice. I think OG can put up a very good fight based on what they did against Alliance. I mean, if you put it like this, the most likely outcome has to be Team Secret 2-0, right? Or you wouldn't do it like this.
Yes.
So. Cinderin, if I gave you $1, would you bet it on OG to win it right now?
Sure. It's your money.
Okay. And if you gave me $1, I would just put it right in my bank account. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I know. That's the kind of guy you are. Can't argue with that.
All right.
That got very quiet.
Things that are interesting to note here is that we still have Lycan in the pool, who has been 100% ban rate, I believe, so far in the tournament. And then also we still have the Ember, the Lone Druid, Queen of Pain, Nature's Prophet, Beastmaster as well, still all in the pool, as all these bans are going to supports. And Zai's Shaker. I guess Yapsur Shaker, Zai Shaker, both.
Beastmaster is possibly going to get through. I mean, there's still a lot of bans to go, but we got Beast Prophet. There's the Prophet.
I don't think Beastmaster or Lycan are getting through. Okay, maybe now one of them does. That's interesting. If this following ban is not Beast or Lycan, we will see one of those two heroes for the first time. It would be Lycan's first time in the tournament, and it would be Beastmaster's first time since day one.
Yeah.
Where he won every game, and then the teams were like, oh, okay, so we'll ban at first phase every game.
It's been interesting. Lycan has had a high win rate in pubs for literally months at this point, but I still never play with or against him. It's like in pubs, nobody wants to play him, but programs are, so all right, one of them is getting in, Ember is out. It's all like tempo and team fight heroes. Maybe that's too broad, but which one do you think is more likely to get through Send?
Beastmaster.
5 seconds.
We have not. This is a typical thing to do, though. We have not seen Lycan for such a long time. Why not play it and just be reminded why it's banned? That seems normally like a puppy thing to do, though. It's not an OG thing.
Well, usually when you do something like that where you try to give away the meta, yeah, there it goes, Lycan. I feel like you would do that in the grand finals. Because that's a best of 5, so then you can try to really mind game and do something crazy, and if it fails, you know you've got 2 extra lives. In a best of 3, experimenting like that, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, I just see it more frequently in grand finals where there's way more space for the meta to develop between the two teams. Here you only have 2 lives, so you gotta be careful with how you throw one away to get Lycan, and OG are not gonna do it. I think Secret should first pick Beastmaster personally, but there's other options. There's Queen of Pain, there's Mirana?
Mirana.
Okay. Mirana's just the best hero. Yapsor loves this as position 4. Maybe they got inspired a bit by Nigma.
Oh, I bet he saw also Liquid's game from Boxy. He's like, I can do that, but I can do that from position 4. Yeah.
I can also rush MKB and get 200 CS in 25 minutes as position 4.
I mean, if anyone can.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the stat there? 3 heroes have been picked and banned every game, and the only person that's missing right now from that is Beastmaster. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be 4 matches, or the streak will continue basically, most likely. Or Spirit Beastmaster here.
They might keep the Beast open now.
Could ban it in the second phase, maybe. But their opponents,
I mean, wouldn't Secret just pick
take
it?
I mean, it would combo nicely.
I think the tricky thing OG are facing right now is if they pick Beastmaster, Puppy's going to pick Chen. And then they are going to lane the Chen against Beast, and it's Puppy Chen, right? So you would be double happy there regardless, I think. And that might be the reason they grabbed this Mirana first as well, is just to disincentivize the Chen pickup, right? And they're not even going to get it. Now Beastmaster looks very interesting, because now you can, first of all, you see 2 heroes that are likely support. The Earth Spirit could be mid, of course, for Thompson. They played that last series. But Beast is pretty well covered.
There's like no saves.
That's true. That's one weakness, yeah, because they could do stun into arrow combos. But they also have a lot of AoE. AoE is quite good against Beastmaster, because usually you're having a great time. You summon your Necro, you have maybe Helma Dominator, you've got your boars around. Once you kill all those summons, the hero feels a lot less impactful, actually. So in some ways, Grimstroke covers the problem a little bit, but I assume they're going to go Luna instead. Okay. So, which I think is a bit justified. Luna has really shown her value in the tournament so far. If the game is semi-close, then she can pretty much outfarm anybody. Great at sieging, great at team fights. She kind of just covers a lot of bases. So, yeah, we'll see if Beast gets banned now.
Heroes that come to mind now are Venge, Beastmaster for Team Secret. Both heroes have good synergy with what they already have. Both heroes have very high win rate this tournament. I think Venge might have lost 1 or 2, but won the rest, and Beastmaster had 100% win rate day 1. So clearly, I'm not saying win rates are the #1 metric to look at. It's obviously dependent on the teams and the patch and the strategy, the power level of the teams at the time. But Beastmaster just looked so good in every game. He didn't just win, he owned. So there's got to be something at play here. I'm still feeling like the Chen is a big part of why the teams didn't rate it as high. There's nothing else that comes to mind where it's like, oh, this team plays this hero that just ruins Beastmaster, so you couldn't rate it highly. But they're gonna ban Ursa here, Secret. So a bit concerned after they saw Sumail go to work.
Yeah.
2 days ago, he played. He played it with Grim, didn't he? Or was it against Grim?
No, I think it was also and with Grim and with the Earth Spirit.
It was with
mid.
Io as well.
Yeah. So I guess they aren't locked into 2 supports. In case that's Thompson's hero, maybe one reason they opened with it.
Yeah.
It's a bit ambiguous if needed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a different game than Earth Spirit, but yeah. Should we be worried about Wind Ranger, by the way, or is that over? Is it out now that Grim's in?
It's still possible. It just depends on whether or not they feel more comfortable putting Earth Spirit mid.
Double shackle shot with Soulbind. Oh,
you could stun 4 heroes if they all clump up in stupid positions.
That's one of the Soulbind combinations I don't actually think I've ever seen succeed. I don't think I've ever seen 4 heroes shackled. It's just so insanely unlikely.
It would be pretty rare, yeah. The positioning, it's like doing calculus versus geometry or something. Yeah. Man, they're taking so long with their bans here. Both teams really respecting how important the draft is for sure. Like they have to think about so many different angles. What heroes are they afraid of? Like, because right now, if that's their support duo, their disable is going to be a bit weak. BKB type heroes might be a big problem if they don't have something like a Batrider to start fights, because the follow-up stuns are not going to last for long enough to chain stun easily.
There goes
and they end up banning the Beastmaster.
I'm picking Shadow Demon.
Oh yeah, Shadow Demon is still in the pool. He was actually ignored, and obviously a good hero against both Luna and Mirana. You have a save against Arrow. You can turn Luna against herself and her own team. You have pretty good synergies in your allies. Disruption sets up for Grimstroke to land his spells. It sets up for Earth Spirit to land his spells. So, like, this is a really brilliant pick, actually. I still think you'd probably just go Venge, regardless. Don't know.
On the secret side, you're saying?
Yeah. Doesn't it just still look really good?
Dude, they're gonna make like 3 Luna illusions. They're gonna make Grimstroke Ags and Disruption from Shadow Demon, and Luna's gonna regret playing his hero.
Ogre that gets a face bomb from the flower.
Don't be confused, guys. This is an intelligence hero. Let's,
True.
Bunch in the game right now.
Very ironic.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I also got confused. I was like, he's definitely a strength hero, right?
No.
Oh wait, no.
He.
And everybody on the set of OG is intelligence, so the intelligence hero is still doing a little bit better today.
I mean, nowadays, what is considered smart is definitely like the bar has been lowered. So I think Ogre being an intelligence hero is kind of a sign of the times.
Fair.
Ogre would not have been an int hero 20 years ago, but nowadays you just gotta pretend to be smart, and then you're smart. That's why we have a job, right? So
Earth Spirit is strength, right?
Yeah.
Earth Spirit
Speak
is,
for yourself.
Yeah, Earth Spirit is strength.
Okay.
So this is
my bad.
3 int heroes, 2 agi, and 1 strength so far.
Yeah.
It's looking good for int. Hell yeah, give me them points. Can't wait to be rank 265 or something when everyone else is at rank 30.
Don't worry, I'm just going down at this point.
I do think Ogre, so let's consider Ogre against Venge like what the trade-off is, right? If you have Venge, you get the aura stacking with Luna, which is really nice for both Luna and Mirana. But with Ogre, you get 2 heroes that use Bloodlust exceptionally well. You get a frontliner for your lineup, which doesn't really... It's a very unique support, because there's very few supports that can kind of take damage in the way that Ogre can. So that's the trade. And Puppy loves this hero, I think. Secret play it more than any other team, it feels like to me. When nobody wants Ogre, Puppy is still playing it to great effect.
I mean, it's gonna make Luna so strong. Like, Luna's already a really effective
This is
hero.
me
but putting
talking in my low
Bloodlust on top
voice.
of her
This
gonna
is
be
me talking
bonkers.
in my high voice.
The Underlord pick's a bit interesting, though. It's really making OG seem like a one-core lineup kind of group, but Firestorm and Pitamelis are really effective for controlling enemies, killing illusions. That does a lot of really good things here.
You're giving some key info away,
Yeah,
though.
sure.
You're now showing that you have 2 melee cores.
Testing.
And
Hello,
something that
talking
Secret could
normally.
love to pick into
Talking
that would be
really
something
loudly.
like Monkey King.
Hello. I'm good.
Of this game because of Shadow Demon. But
I have a curveball. Is it not possible to have a Shadow Demon mid? I believe Thompson has done that in the past as well.
It
And then you have
is.
a ranged core.
that is true. I don't know how sad Monkey is in that lane. Maybe it's pretty bad, actually, for Monkey King. So maybe that is an option. Maybe Secret are considering that too. It's right up their alley to pick Monkey here. It's just such a Secret hero in this patch that they've played a lot. Just rounds it off nicely. But we'll see. Maybe they're concerned about their ability to take just flat-out team fights into Underlord and Earth Spirit. That Monkey King gets demonic purged and can't navigate the fight anymore. That's obviously a bit concerning. We'll also remove Bloodlust, of course. That is another hero that enjoys melee matchups, so it's similar logic, but different in the sense that Kunkka is less of a hard commit hero when he goes in. He can play from distance, X mark Torrent ship combo, takes advantage of defensive disruptions because they set him up to land his combo if he's not the one initiating originally. And yeah, the lane matchups are good. So
Yeah,
solid.
Limp used Kunkka to solo kill Thompson last time they played as well, so I assume that he's going to be pretty happy to play Kunkka in the mid lane. And also a very common Halberd buyer, if there's a solo core on OG side that's trying to carry them, then Halberds are going to be even more effective, so makes a lot of sense. Great setup with Arrow, especially.
And
makes Morona so much more effective.
And it does look like OG's draft is looking for long fights, right? They have Underlord, who naturally gravitates toward longer fights. They have a Saven Shadow Demon. They want Magnetize to tick, ideally for like 20 seconds. So if you're playing against this kind of stuff, Ghost Ship is just crazy value. So I really like this pick. I would have also liked Monkey King for different reasons, but both of them are very solid. Now, what they round it off with will probably be a core. I don't think they'll put Mirana and get Yapsar a different support. But maybe because of the Shadow Demon, they're tempted to get Yaps or something else that isn't as reliable on that one spell that is at least somewhat countered here. Is there a... I mean, it is a pretty damn good Batrider game, right? It's currently...
It's a 100% win rate, wasn't it not?
Maybe not. It's like, it's good. It's very good against Underlord. I would say Batrider fares pretty well against Earth Spirit, but the Shadow Demon matchup is annoying. The Grimstroke matchup can be annoying. Don't know. And you don't know the carry, right? But you can adjust for that. If you pick Batrider and the enemy picks, say, any sort of laner that has a Dispel against the Bat, you could aggro Charling with Luna, Ogre, Mirana. That is a really strong lane. So you definitely have options.
I like the Spectre Ren there. It would have been a hero that's like really tanky, and while Secret has a lot of damage potential, it's not an insane amount of single target.
Yep.
So hypothetically, if Spectre got ahead and was backed up well by teammates, it'd be hard to kill. And so they
Nice.
go for Space Creation with Clock, which is a good pick because it's going to be better at dealing with these heroes that have a lot of effective abilities and saves in the backline.
10
So
seconds
Clockwork can get
remaining.
past the Underlord pretty easily and disrupt or deal with the
5
Shadow Demon
seconds
and the
remaining.
Grim. And then that'll buy time, ideally, for Bloodlust on Kunkka and Luna to just crush through the cores in the front
You may
line.
now
Is it
select
Zai's
your
hero then?
heroes.
Is Zai the clock?
That is another added value here.
Mirana?
They can Clock and Mirana are interchangeable here as 3 and 4, and that's something OG have to adjust for. Life Stealer.
Really?
Interesting. Oh yeah, Saksa was thrown off by that one.
His camera just fell down.
He smashed his table and the camera fell down. Yeah, interesting. So
I don't believe in Lifestealer too hard against a Luna. I feel like you're not going to get as much armor naturally. It's like you feel it, and she's going to get Butterfly relatively fast, so you're going to have to get MKB. Just feels to me like they're going to have to go out of their way to itemize, but maybe the tempo is a lot faster, I guess. So maybe OG's just looking to fight constantly and take like an early armlet or
10
seconds
seconds
Deso to the enemy
remaining.
Uh,
teams. That sounds somewhat right.
Lifestealer's lane matchup is good against Clock, so that's a
5
plus. It's a hero that can
seconds
deal with X Torrent Ship Arrow combo because he has his own Dispel, or Magic Immunity rather, which is very nice here. And I think the matchup against Luna is timing based. Like you said, Lifestealer has to get specific items, but he's one of the heroes that really likes to just run at one specific target and just latch on, and that's what Luna often doesn't want to have happen. So I can see all the logic behind it. The question is just how good is Lifestealer really right now, and is it enough for this draft? Both teams have really cool drafts here. I don't have a clear favorite, but I did pick Secret today, so I'm still going to say I expect them to be the better team.
Yeah, the Lifestealer will lane well. That's a really good point, because like Mirana Clock is basically all about killing. It's not so much overwhelming damage, it's about getting kills through spells, so having Rage will be really effective there, and he can probably lane stabilize, so I have more faith in the Secret draft, but hoping that OG can pull through so I can pull into the lead. It's all about me.
All right, so I believe you guys are saying that if OG does well in the lanes, they have a shot this game, and otherwise,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that black and white for me either. I don't think there's a big discrepancy for my preference. I just think,
Thanks,
it's
Shiva.
Secret,
OG
so.
versus Secret
Yes.
Fob.
Okay.
This is
That
going to be a
sounds
whole lot of fun. And
All
of
right, well,
course,
let's find
OG
out how
classic
OG does
style.
again.
They end the draft and they say, "Oh, you guys remember Lifestealer? Bam! 5th pick. Samel's going to be on it. We're not seeing anyone else really play this hero, but OG, they seem to think that it's going to be the hero that's going to carry them through this game. Do you like the odds for them here, or do you feel the Secret's got a number on them on this draft?
I mean, Luna's looked really dominant this tournament. Same thing with the Mirana, same thing with the Kunkka. These three, at least for me, are really, really potent. And I feel like, Kunkka Mirana also is another thing. Going back to TI, if you remember, it was like OD Mirana, Kunkka Mirana all over the place. People were banning because the mid lane is just unplayable to an extent because you hit like level 2 and you're just always at risk of getting X arrow comboed. So that's one thing I'm going to be watching out for. The one thing that OG does have going for them, though, is that fast tempo that they can set with this Earth Spirit plus Lifestealer. I'm curious to see if maybe they go for that early item timing on Sumail. Maybe he does do something like that armlet, and they have that Infest Bomb. They have a way to actually get him into the backline on the Luna at all times because of that Earth Spirit.
Yeah, because I was trying to think. There's not really an item that Sumail can get that will allow him to farm as fast as Luna, right? Like going for that sort of itemization is going to be very tricky to play with, right?
It's like there's been a couple different approaches, right? We're gonna go through the phases of Lifestealer. He had his phase where he was doing his like armlet into armlet Deso for the most part. I call that like the Matumba Man specialty, armlet Deso AC. Then there was sometimes like the armlet Radiance kind of build that we have, and then we had
Maelstrom.
the Maelstrom, right? Just like the straight phase boot Maelstrom build, which maybe he tries to match farm pace. I don't know. I'm not too sure what he's gonna do. It's really in the eyes of Sumail how he wants to play that role.
It's going to be fun either way, because if he does go for sort of the fighting build and tries to, get involved with Topson setting up, obviously Topson playing this mid-Earth Spirit, they have that synergy. He's going to be able to close the gap, get in, hunt down the Luna, and set up for Sumail to be in position to, pop that rage and just beat down on the Luna. That's going to be a lot of fun. But it's also going to be a lot of fun if Sumail does try and go for the farming route to see if he can push Lifestealer to the limits and actually sort of keep on par with the farm that Matumba Man's going to be getting on the Luna, which I feel that's going to be very tricky because, as we say, it is a Luna, it is Matumba. So the two players, both Matumba and earlier Miracle, it feels like they are just so good on being perfect with their movements across the map on this hero. Like,
yeah, I mean, both
Matu is going to have insane farm if they don't get a lock on him early.
It's really a lot like, I mean, Secret's a little bit different, I guess. Enigma is much more about the 4 protect 1, but it's similar for Secret in a way. Like they do share a little bit more farm share on Nisha as well, because he's sometimes that like pseudo carry. But yeah, it's in this one they have an ogre, right? So it's really about boosting up that Matumba that much more.
He's gonna farm even quicker. You know, with that sort of buff. And looking at some of the other aspects of the drafts that we have, one thing that we're getting from OG, which I think can work out quite nicely, is you look at the last 3 heroes. These are heroes that fundamentally can work very good against the tanky opponents, right? You do see like, you know, Matu down the line, he's probably going to have an SNY Satanic, he's going to have a lot of HP to work with. Nisha's going to be beefy. Zai, his clock, he's going to be eventually rather beefy. If it goes long, he's probably going to have a heart or something. You have Shadow Demon, excellent percent base damage with the Soul Catcher. Underlords, you got to remember, if you're able to hold them in that pit, that adds up to nearly about 30% of their HP gone to the burn of the Firestorm. And obviously Sumail is a lifestealer. He's going to be able to capitalize on those high HPs and get a lot of lifesteal. So you can really sort of see the thinking of OG with those last 3 picks. And it's very much, again, that sort of OG approach where they think about how to counter the enemy in a very different way that any other team would sort of respond to a draft of secrets like this.
Yeah, just some different forms of, some better way, I guess you could say, of doing damage, because Luna, as we've seen, you know, that base armor bump up can also be really hard to play versus at times, especially if you're like a hero like Lifesteal, you want to stick on. You're just very tanky, exactly. And I feel like I'm a little worried still, because that Lifesteal versus Luna matchup it's strange, because Lifesteal you can eat the Luna if you get ahead, but once you start falling behind, you're going to fall further and further behind unless the rest of your team is really dominating, because Luna just, nature of the hero, you're going to farm way faster. Get those item timings at a much better time. So looks like we do have, of course, obviously a pauses. We've been sitting on this screen for quite some time. Looks like, I think it's Puppy who's just MIA. Yeah, it looks like Zai said morons AFK. So
I mean, that's just classic Secret, really, isn't it? You know, this team that sort of wins everything, they're like the top of the top, they're still calling each other morons, you know? At the end of the day, we're all Dota players, and it doesn't matter if you're sort of the best of the best. Your teammate, he's still a moron. So hopefully we'll be able to get everyone back in and ready to go pretty shortly. We're just waiting, as you say, for all the players to come up. Again, get yourself settled in. This is going to be hopefully a very fun series. Really depends sort of, for me, which OG turns up today, right? Because we know that Secret, they have been very, very consistent. OG, though, they have shown us promise in some of the games here at the Blast Bounty Hunt. You know, they've come in with their innovation, and they've looked, you know, a lot more refined than they have before. You know, they're obviously playing under better circumstances now, and it's showing. You know, this team, they're coming in, and they absolutely could give Secret a bit of a run for their money here.
He's definitely had just these big moments of brilliance, and they're playing with some pretty comfortable heroes. No Tail playing Grimstroke, right? That's just like TI. No Tail played Grimstroke every game in the finals or something.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we have fun stuff. Thompson playing his Earth Spirit. We saw him not have the best time the other day, at least in particular in the start, but I think they ended up winning that game. Right? Yeah.
That was the
one that just like exploded out of control. Yeah, where it's like they won in 2 minutes because of an illusion bait on a Kunkka, as well as some other couple little things that happened. So we'll see how he does in this matchup versus the Nisha Kunkka instead of the Limp Kunkka.
Yes, both of them obviously very, very good Kunkas, without a doubt. In fact, I'd probably put them at the top in terms of, you know, these mid laners that consistently pull out top tier Kunkka performances. But Nisha in particular, he's the kind of man that gets on Kunkka and he's hitting insane GPMs. Like, he could very well contest the pace that Matu's hitting on the Luna with his Kunkka. If he's off to a good start, he's going to be able to sweep across the map, hit very high GPM, and I do hope he does. He was my prediction, Kunkka, for the highest GPM this tournament, outside in an Alchemist pick, which was a little risky one. I don't know. What would you have said? What would you go for the highest GPM hero? Oh, that's quite a smart bet.
Because, like, I imagine, like, you know, there's a Secret and there's a couple teams here, a lot of teams here that picked the Meepo, and Meepo can just win a game in 20 minutes. So I was assuming, you know, there's probably going to be an 800 GPM Meepo game at some point.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping for the 800 GPM Kunkka games, which we could see. And yeah, but biggest questions, as I say, coming into this, it's going to be all eyes on Sumail. Just how does he play the Lifestealer? Because a lot of people, a lot of pros, I'm sure, will be watching, and they'll be like, all right, Lifestealer's been picked back up. Let's see what Sumail does with it. What does he feel is his approach to the hero that makes it viable in a meta where it's just fallen out of favor?
you do have to always remember, it's like, I hate when people just look at builds and they're just like, it's this cookie cutter build. You're like, oh, he went Radiance. I'm going to go Radiance every game. You have to always factor in, he's got an Earth Spirit, he's got an Infest target, and he has Grimstroke. Grimstroke is always going to change everything because you have Ink Squall thrown on you a lot of the times. You know, you have easier ways to get onto targets. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely favoring what you mentioned, the Armlet Deso sort of fighting build, but who knows?
Who knows? I mean, maybe he goes Battle Fury, you know, like, you know. Maybe
that's what I'm wondering. There's a bit of me that feels, you know, Scissor always building Battle Furies nowadays. I mean, what other heroes kind of touch upon it? Troll, right? Troll, Battle Furies, seen in a lot of high-level pubs, Battle Fury being built up. Is it really at the point? Victory here today.
Yeah, and it looks like Secret right away. I think Pano was talking about how Lifestealer, excellent matchup versus the Clockwork. So they're going to try to dodge that matchup. They're going to put an aggro tri-lane to slow down and shut down that Lifestealer. And on the opposing side, we will see OG at least for the moment setting themselves up down there aggressively too. And we're gonna. I might actually have to mute. I might have to mute some players because I feel like we're not gonna be able to hear each other a lot of time on these chat wheels.
We're gonna have all the chat wheels. That is for sure. Two of the, I mean, OG, of course, in particular, an incredibly vocal squad.
Yeah. And, you know, Secret, they're going to have fun back and forth between these two. This should be a really exciting just game for the viewers. Hopefully it's not a quick one by any means from either side.
So this is a sort of a classic good vibe game.
Yep.
That you got these 10 players, they're all there to have fun, but at the same time, you know, there's going to be no holding back. This is going to have, we're going to get to see all 10 players playing at the maximum.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Ogre again too. No Arcana. No beautiful set for him. But
I mean,
wait, is it it's an Immortal. Sorry, right?
Yeah, he's got the back piece. He's got the Immortal back piece.
Okay, he's got the Immortal back piece, but no crazy looking little Drodo.
Yeah, he hasn't got
riding.
Hasn't got the chicken.
Yeah, chicken. I don't know what you call it.
Is it Drodo? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to get Slacks on the lore on that one.
Yep.
Some sort of mount.
Looks like they're scouting lanes, so Saksa immediately he was positioning himself on that bottom side of the cliff to see if he saw anything. So I think now they're going to know that this Clockwork is bottom. We see Sumail is already positioned down here, so they expected this. Yep, so he's actually warded behind the tower here, so they're going to see that that Underlord is up top. They'll probably end up just sticking around here. Maybe try to get themselves a kill right at the start.
See if they are able to find. I mean, both of them. These heroes on their own playing close to the towers.
Saksa, he wants a courier snipe, but he's actually just going to TP top instead. He should just stay near his Underlord to protect. And we'll see how these lanes end up turning out.
I mean, ideally, who are you still moving if you're either squad here?
I mean, Sumail's in the matchup that he wants. I don't know if you can actually you actually move your lanes.
Okay.
I think it's just going to be Yapsor moving around and getting a courier snipe immediately, and just playing around top and mid. I feel like bottom is just like, Zai, good luck, see you later. And then mid one, he at least has the backup of Saksa to protect him in case of those arrows. First one, swing and a miss from Yapsor.
Gonna open up onto one a little bit with that stun. A few of them, but do punch pretty hard. Yeah, it's got that atrophy aura to help out a little bit against the right clicks, but still has to be careful on the early levels.
Yeah, and they have the, what I call the tri-lane specialty, is you have a Blightstone and an Orb of Venom, and now he's getting hit by these two.
Stepping forward. He's stepping up, he's going to go down. He's trying to punch into Matu, but that was very ambitious there. He just already seen how much right click he takes from the 3M. He just walked up. Easy fire blast for Puppey. They just right click the Underlord out of the lane.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real tough time for mid one up there, but it's to be expected. You know, he's versus that super strong tri lane, and Zai, he should be under a similar amount of heat in the bottom lane. Beautiful body blocks.
Oh, no tail, giving him some of his tail, blocking him off, holding him in. All right, yeah, indeed. The punishments for both of the side laners beginning.
Top again, mid one.
If Puppey can get some sweet body blocks, they can certainly have a good go at that. He's still got the fire blast. Saxon will come out with the disruption to buy mid one a little bit of time. Mid-one hiding in the trees. Puppey also low, a fair bit of poison on him. Matu steps back forward. In fact, Matu, he's got the fairy fire. He's got to run. Mid-one, he's got one more firestorm. It's going to tick him down low, but he will be able to live with the Tango regen going. Mid-one,
the right clicks.
Yapsa tried to finish him. They're both getting so low, but Mid-one will be the one to come out on top. Another Lucent Beam. Matu, could he finish this off? He can't get in range. Mid-one, he's going to live this time.
Puppey, he gets the stun. Oh. He's got the move speed, the Orb of Venom.
Oh, he's punching. Oh, and he's got him. Puppey gives him the big old club down. And will kill Mid-one for a second time in this top lane. But, I mean, we said there'd be fun, and there certainly is already. Both teams just ready to battle.
Yep. NoTail, in the meantime, did get a courier snipe bottom. Zai might be able to get a kill on him here. Battery salt up in a second, but Sumail looks like he's going to come to help out his buddy. Sumail, look at these last hits. 15 and 50. 15 and 50. 15 and 15.
15 and 50. He's getting denies that weren't even there.
And the cogs, you know.
Cogs, yeah, adds up.
He doesn't
No,
have
I mean,
skill.
you're right.
He doesn't have skill. He's doing a great job of controlling the lane, right? That's the big thing about those denies, is it puts Zai in a weird position where he can't really walk up safely.
Zai's got to be very cautious down here. We're getting the same amount of help that Mid-one is up top.
Chasing NoTail.
Normally.
Aww.
Can't quite close the gap on him. And yeah, this is Sumail free farm. Continuous free farm for him down bottom. Same to be said up top though, really, for Matu. It's not like Matu's struggling.
We'll get the roll and kick Nisha on high ground to take the regen rune.
How's the CS looking mid? 21 for 5 against the 15 for 4. Expected, right? At the end of the day, the Kunkka's always going to win out on the CS against an Earth Spirit.
Yep. Thompson still doing, I mean, pretty damn well. Oh, he's utilizing his mana to get those extra last hits. Yeah, tough matchup.
You're going to take a lot of harassment. You're seeing each Tidebringer there. It's easily over a third of Thompson's HP gone if he gets clipped by it.
Up top, arrow connects. It's a short range one though. Small little duration of stun. Saksa. A little bit to sneak away.
Normally.
We are so. I mean, we're definitely going to see what sort of item Sumail gets this game with this sort of start.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen someone have this sort of just freedom and perfect hold of a lane. He's 29 and 24, 5 minutes in. He is loving his life right now. There's no interruptions at all for him down there. A top lane, Matu. He may not be getting as many denies, but he's certainly getting involved in a fair few kills. 1-0 and 2 on this top lane as they take down Mid-one. Third time in this top lane, doing an excellent job of just bullying the Underlord early on.
Yapsa also might be able to get Saksa. He's kind of stuck by the creeps. Let's see.
Oh, he's out.
He actually got stuck for a second.
Yeah,
he got scared.
Goes for the leap out. Doesn't want to get trapped and have poison stack up on him. So leaps away and Saksa will live. He's going to have to take the walk almost certainly back to base as he's got no regen out on him other than the clarities.
They've just decided to actually hold their tri-lane the whole time since they have that Luna up top. And Luna is, we saw, you know, Luna sometimes if you're put up in that top aggressive or bottom aggressive lane, you can be at risk of dying because you're just a fragile hero. So that's the choice that they decided to do rather than set up any kills onto the mid lane with the arrow. And now Thompson, he's actually looking to get maybe aggressive onto Nisha.
He's going to put the magnetize down on him into the slow. NoTail's around as well, can offer up the ink swell, staying on top of Nisha. Nisha trying to get out with the TP. Oh, it's a close one, but he's out. The TP heads up play gets him out just before the Inkswell stun comes in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gives time for Thompson though to really even out that lane as he's only 600 behind. It's not that much. And oh, what the Zai? I guess somehow lost track of his courier for a second there. Zai able to just hit it. We see couriers die so much, I swear.
We do. There's no real thought or love given to the couriers at the early stages of the game.
Yep. Thompson, Invis, he wants to bring the action up top toward Matumba. He used his magnetize though. So one thing he did use it in mid.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to need everything. The NoTail has to be quite close behind, otherwise they're just not going to have the damage to get a quick kill.
They know that Nisha can't react though, because he TP'd back to base and he walked toward mid, so he can't actually react to the play up top.
Let's see what Thompson can do. This is going to be hard. We're going to try. Opening onto Matumba Man. Firestorm down into the Inkswell. TP's coming up. They're They're underneath the tower though for this attempt. They're trying to finish him off. Matu's still alive. He's got the backup of Puppey. Roll away from Thompson. He's got to bail out of it. He knows he cannot get the kill anymore, but he's dead. The tower hits connect. They jump forward. They take down NoTail. Now they're looking over towards Mid-one. Nisha's even coming to join in the action as Mid-one. He's going to get taken out as well. 3 of them dead on OG. as they just tried to force that a little too hard. Thompson with the invis room really wanted to make something happen, but it was too close to the tower, and they just didn't have enough firepower to take Matuma Man down immediately.
He's just tanky enough. Double Wraithband build. I believe he had the 1, 2. And we saw Nisha, the way he played that. You see how interesting it is? Like, he doesn't just stay mid and casually farm. Even though his TP's on cooldown, he knows that Thompson was running top. He made the whole run there to make sure that he could help.
Look at this
instead
Thompson.
of being greedy.
That TP straight back up to top. OG want to continue to try and fight
Nisha's still here.
Motel, Ingswell will hold back Nisha. Topsy's rolled in, but he's rolled straight into an Eclipse. He's tried to kill Matu, but Matu's going to live again. The Magnetize will take him down, but it's not going to be enough damage to kill him off as the Kunka's run from Nisha flies over the head of Luna and gives him just enough amount of safety to get out, as that's a second failed attempt from Thompson to kill Matu in that top lane within a couple of minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower
That's going to hurt their mid game a hell of a lot. Now it's like, Sumail, the game is in your hands for quite a lot,
please,
you know.
Please carry. And I mean, he's getting the farm. You know, 60 and 35. His CS still looking pretty fine down there, and he is going for the armlet first. So as we say, I think we're happy to see this. Right,
Absolutely.
this feels like the much more natural build up to punish, Secret's lineup. You're not going to be able to out farm a Luna. You've got to get in their face. You've got to be involved in the fight. So you've got to kill them before it gets too late.
Yeah, it's always just, I mean, it's always been such a good item on Lifestealer for so many reasons. Provides you armor, you're a little lacking on that. It just gives you everything you really need on the hero. So, yep, definitely liking that. He's, like we said though, he's going to be kind of alone for a bit though, as Thompson's been shut down now twice. His net worth will be pretty crippled. And mid one too, as we said, like top. We always talk about how Underlord, it's like you're not doing your job unless you die a lot, but he gave up 4 deaths there, and they weren't able to really counteract that at all. He's bottom 3 net worth. He now has stacks, though, to at least farm and catch up on. Hopefully, for himself, he doesn't get those stolen, as Puppy was pinging it. They seem to be aware.
Yeah. He's going to clear them before they're over here, though, by the looks of it. This mid one will make sure that these are cleaned up by him and the gang.
He needed those pretty badly on the Underlord.
Really needs that catch up. All he's sort of had coming out of the lanes is it's just a +2 permanent damage. That's all he has to show for the top lane. It's now top. They're trying to contest around this outpost. That's a fantastic 3-man torrent, but Sumail posts the rage, turns over towards Puppy. Puppy's tanky though. They'll look towards Nisha. He's got the Magnetize on him side, coming in from the back lines, pushes No-Tail up to the side with the cogs. They've managed to kill off No-Tail. Nisha getting very low here to the Magnetize, trying to run from mid one, but mid one is punching. The Lucid Beam does hold back mid one once more, but he still gets a chance to pop the Firestorm, kill off another. They're even able to find but Superman. It's all chaos at this top lane. Yapso's got to hide in the trees. Thompson's going to have a rolling boulder up in a second. He could be able to find this. He's got to go for it blindly. Doesn't go for it. It's a little too late, so Yapso will be able to TP out. OG are able to punch back quite hard into Secret. They get the 2 big kills. They take down Nisha and Matumba Man.
Fantastic positioning by Thompson. He did 2,500 damage.
On mid?
Pretty much the majority of his entire team there.
They're going to find Sai as well. No-Tail had the lock on him. Runs him down with the Inkswell. Saxa holds him in place with the disruption. And OG, just like that, kill off all 3 of Secret's cores back to back.
Huge movements. Having to utilize almost all of his stones though on Thompson, so he's down to the 1. So his aggressive potential now in the next few moments is going to be a lot less, but a huge win for them up top is it's the armlet finished, and we see that Desolator now queued up too. So it is that style of build where he wants to just stick on a target and single target burst them down.
It feels right, and he's going to get it at a very good time somehow. You know, top net worth right now with the armlet done. He's very hard to make moves upon. He's able to move around the map freely and farm where he wants without too much fear at all. And I tell you what's going to be a lot of fun too is Nisha. He's also going for an armlet. I feel like, we're living in the olden days. When was the last time where we saw 2 teams go head-to-head and both cores having an armlet built?
Nice. Very like Nisha, though. I was going to say, he's not the type of person to go for just a straight first item BKB. Yeah. He usually likes having either the halberd first or, in particular in this game, the armlet so he can actually fight back. And he can also play around the armlet pretty nicely with, with the ghost ship with the Kunkka's Rum is always fantastic. No,
I think if anything, yeah, I'm sort of surprised that we don't see armlet that much on Kunkka because it is so high value. If anything, I feel like the 2 best heroes in the game to build those on, well, I guess obviously Huskar's also insane, but Kunkka and Lifestealer are very much up there. The value is just insane.
They're probably the top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Sven, a long time ago, Sven was... Sven? It's way too... I said a long time ago.
Who's that? Is that a hero?
Jump forward, Nisha.
Oh. I mean, with the 4 of them, they will not struggle to keep. They're going to bring in a 5th. Sumail wants to join in the party as the 5 of them just collapse on the Kunko. Already Thompson, he's eyeing up for more. He's going to see if he can get a catch, but Yapsor is there with the arrow. Stops the chase of Thompson, buying space for Puppey to escape and retreat, and the rest of Secret will get out of there. But OG, they're hitting back pretty nicely, considering that Secret were off to the better start early on.
And look at this movement by them. They know that Matu is still farming up top. Matumba.
Thompson, he's not going to go for it. Going to go for it.
The non-greed. You see that he pulled it into the neutral camp and still didn't farm it. That's discipline right there.
Back off for now. How's the farm looking for mid 1 down bottom?
It's catching up.
Yeah, Atos is nearly done. The recipe's rather expensive. But still, you know, he's getting there. And it's the double-double build. You know, double crown, double ring of protection, double rod of Atos. I mean, essentially, they have a Grimstroke, they have a Soulbind.
It's true.
Mid 1 loves to do things in pairs. I like it.
Speaking of mid 1.
Oh, he's a big boy, he's a chunky boy. But Zion Yapsor, yeah, they've got enough damage. He's still at the early stages of his game. You know, he's not quite at the point where he's this Underlord that doesn't care. And even with the Rod of Atos, you know, not going for an Aura build, he's still going to be quite vulnerable if he gets gone on.
Did you see that up top?
Wait, what happened?
Matumba killed... that Observer Ward was in tower range.
Oh, interesting. Ward placement.
It wasn't. It was on the cliff. Yeah, I guess it was right on the cusp of the... All right, well... Interesting. I'm sure he was like, what? Okay, free money.
It's a free ward. All right.
Don't see that every day. So he's now got the Dominator finished up at a pretty good timing, level 10. So now he's got the...
Yeah.
He went for more points in the Lucent Beam because he was in an aggro tri-lane. Now he's got the Max Moonglaive for that increased farming potential. Now we should see him start ramping up past Sumail pretty soon, but Sumail's been doing a fantastic job of being crazy farm. Like 102 last hits, 40 denies.
That's insane. In this bottom lane, they'll be able to take this tier 1 tower. It's already very low, so will be an easy tier 1 for OG. More money to the bank of Sumail. He gets the last hit, boom. Extra money for the man. He's got the gold done for the first Mithril Hammer of his Deso.
I mean, I'm not going to say very little, but actually like 0 deep push on the side of Secret. So I feel like when OG is set up around those towers, it's very tough for Secret to defend them unless they actually just bring the whole squad to just take a fight. They can't just slow down the pushes by any means with some type of like, you know, Illuminate or anything. Their best actual method of deep pushing is like Clockwork Rocket.
Yeah, exactly, which is requiring the cores. I guess sure the Rocket's global, but you know,
yeah,
it's still requiring the attention of your cores to come and respond to this, and as we're seeing, they're just not doing that. They're letting OG get these outer towers. They don't want to try and waste time defending them. They feel that their resources are better spent just making sure that their own game is continuing to go great on their individual heroes and on their cores, rather than trying to hold on to these towers that as you say, would be very hard for them to do with their draft.
Yeah, I mean, it would involve bringing Matumba Man to the fights a lot of the times, or hoping that Nisha lands some godly combo. So it's just, it's a risk that they don't want to take for just a tier 1. And you see how aggressive OG is playing. Because of that, they understand that. They can play all the way down here. Push forward.
It's top tier 2. Time to take a bit of a beating as they're able to push that siege creep right round up to the top. Secret. A bit of harass done, but at the same time, you can see OG there eyeing up this bottom lane. Puppey, he's behind the tower. Thompson already in position to jump on anyone that comes out behind. If they want to dive this, though, they do have the entire squad out, ready to look for action.
They put a ward down behind the tower as well. There is a sentry there, which we'll be able to de-ward that one pretty soon.
Puppey's going to show.
So I guess Puppey is the deep push. Just Bloodlust. I guess that's a deep push. You Bloodlust the tower and it kills the creep, so you know. That counts? They're hunting for him now, though, Sumail.
Yep. He may have Bloodlusted his last down hit. As there's the roll in. It's not going to be on target, though, and that's missed move is going to buy time for Sumail to come in. They're chain stunning Sumail, still get the chance to pop the rage. Backs off with the armlet. The X mark is onto Thompson, turns with the silence to make sure the Nisha cannot get the combo. Deep behind the tower, Zion Yap, so they jump in onto mid 1. The Underlord will fall. The rest of OG will at least get out. They're mid 1, sacrificing himself for the backlines to make sure the rest of the boys escape. That was very... respond with the entire lineup there to push OG back.
And that was very close to Sumail potentially getting chain lockdown and just dying immediately to a boat.
Oh, he's going to go back in.
He's actually okay.
I mean, he was tempted. They were trying to lead in onto Yapzor, but Yapzor was quick with the leap before the Phantom Embrace came through. Back towards the river up top. Thompson, he's got a bit of a trouble here as Zai and Nisha, they're chasing him down. The cogs are out from Zai. Thompson, he instantly kicks Zai out of the cogs to give him space to roll out. Now they go with the Soulbind. The ult from Matumaman's come out, but Sumail's got the rage. He can just stay on top of the Luna, beating down on Matumaman, but Matu, he's got backup. Puppey and Yapzor close in onto Sumail. Sumail jumps into the creep. He's on the retreat. He's on the run. Zai's trying to chase. They're beaming down with the Lucid Beam. Trap the creep up in the cogs. Sumail's back out. Rage, it's available, but the stuns. The multicast comes out into the arrow. They kill off Sumail.
Matumba, the poisons. He's actually getting him. Saksa.
All right, the tips are there for that one. Sumail says, thank you. Thank you,
Hell
teammate.
yeah. I was like, if he gets it, oh, he got the last one.
Oh, and they've got the rod done.
Okay.
Mid one into the root. Thompson, does he want to roll in on this? He's going to be tempted. He's not going to do it. Oh, Zai. Oh, it was close.
Radiant's middle tower
Tried to
is
catch him
under attack.
mid-roll, but just overshot the mark a little bit with a hook shot.
The fact that OG is able to clean up at the end there and kill both Matumba Man as well as Nisha's makes it actually pretty even trade. Then they're on the aggression, so they actually have their lanes in a... the lanes actually aren't in a great spot. They're going to have to go back and address them, but...
I mean, this was
pretty even fight.
No, this is exactly what we hope for from these squads. You know,
Yeah.
We're seeing, and as sort of expected as well, when you have OG go for like this Thompson Earth Spirit, it is going to be a game where Sumail's just going to sort of steal the show as the carry, right? He's going to be the hero that they're going to just shovel the farm onto and hope can carry them through this. Whereas Secret, but as I said, both Nisha and Matumaman, they're going to be sort of competing with one another for the top spot in terms of farm. That Secret is going to have this better split of farm, whereas OG is going to be all on Sumail.
Thompson, he's having to commit a lot of stones here for Puppey. He will inevitably get him down.
Top
Only 3
lane.
stones used.
They found mid one once again. It's been a tough time for mid one.
Yeah.
Secret, they have really had it out for him. The 7th death this game on the Underlord. He's just been an easy target for Secret to jump on. And as I say, you know, with this Rob build, it's excellent offensively, but yeah, you know, you still fall over pretty quickly. You have no defensive items.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Nisha, Saksa, they're staring down. Oh, the ward placed right in a sentry again. Man, we're gonna see a lot of wards killed. Secret's gonna... They didn't actually kill the one bottom just yet, but it is in range of that sentry, as we mentioned. But yeah, they get another quick D-ward. And what's Nisha? He's almost got his BKB finished. That's gonna make his game quite a bit easier to play versus the obnoxious Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much makes most of the team redundant. Only the Lifestealer, Sumail, that's going to be able to do any sort of damage. And, you know, sure, with the Armlet Deso, it's a lot, but when you're the only person beating down onto a Kunkka with Armlet and BKB, you're still, you know, you're not going to kill the Kunkka through the duration of your rage. You're going to need a lot longer than that.
Yeah, and sticking on the target is so damn hard, right? Because you're moving that much faster from the little bit of rum that you get, and you're just BKB phase booting, running away from that Lifestealer.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
3k gold lead. They're starting, as we mentioned, you know, the Matumba Man Luna. He will start to make his way past that Lifestealer pretty soon. He's gonna be going for the early BKB though, so he can actually show up to the fights and stick there. Because as we saw, Sumail can stick on him pretty easily until he does have a way to get rid of that open wounds. So it makes that matchup pretty okay for the Lifestealer if he can actually just stick on the Luna. Puppey bottom.
Oh, Sumail wants to go for it. I mean, with the Armlet Deso, he's certainly got the damage to do so. Puppey falls. Thompson with the kill secure. He's happy.
Yep. All 5 positioned down bottom here.
And they're going to have some solid options to making the fights very hard for Matu and for Nisha. You know, having these double halberds coming out. You know, Thompson and Sumail both going for those. So they have some very solid options. A long duration of disarm. Nisha finding the chance to open up onto Thompson. He's got the boat coming in with silence in place, though, to make sure that he cannot drag Thompson back with the X mark into the combo. Thompson very quick each and every time he sees the Kunkka go for an X mark. He's always on top of him with the geomagnetic grip.
Mm-hmm. Pretty fortunate. You mentioned neutral items, but some fortunate neutral items coming up.
Thompson's in. Thompson's in. He's rolling forward. He's got the setup for the Ink Swirler on top of Zai. Sumail moving around from the side. The cogs are out. Zai's able to hook shot back to safety. Very nice escape. And now comes the turn. Matu steps forward with the Eclipse. Sumail backing off. They'll look towards Thompson. They'll be able to beam him out of the game. The rest of OG will get away. Only Thompson to fall.
They tried to push forward there because they knew Boat was on cooldown from Nisha, but Matumba Man shows up there. They're actually looking to... Okay, they're looking at Roche Magnetize.
They can do it.
They used most of their ultimates on the side of OG, so they... Yeah, Secret can walk in here.
Yeah, they've got maxed out Bloodlust. It's a lot of damage. OG, what are they going to be able to do about this? No Thompson Earth Spirit for 20 seconds. No one else that's really able to just jump in the pit and make a steal, so Secret more than likely just going to get away with this one for free. Roshan is going to go down. OG's trying to step close, but Roshan will fall. Matu's able to pick up the Aegis, and now Secret can happily take a fight. They'll turn over towards Saxa. Yapsel does get rooted, so OG will be able to take away one of the members of Secret. But still, it's Secret getting away with the Roche, and Matu getting away with the Aegis in his hands.
Good heads-up play there by them, knowing that they have the damage because of that max bloodlust. They also, I think they had an Alpha Wolf in the middle of the fight, right, from Matumba Man. So, every little bit counts, every little bit adds up. So they're able to get that one there pretty quickly with that very fast move. OG immediately though, no hesitation. They're still looking to get some type of objective, a quick tier 2 tower take.
Samael just about 500 off his halberd. Thompson, even with that death, he's going to hit the halberd at the same time. Matu gets opened on up to, but the Helmet of Dawn Micro, he just sets up straight back onto Mid1. Mid1 really struggling to have a, as offensive of an impact as he wants to this game, as each time he shows, Secret just ripped through him incredibly quickly.
That was, I mean, that one was the one that most of his deaths have been kind of unavoidable. That one he literally just ran in and kind of gave his life to them for free, because his team was still kind of far away when he first made the move there.
He got his iron build done though. And it's a baller item build. Rod of Atos into straight bots on the Underlord. He's going to be farming waves wherever he wants, pushing out the lanes. And hey, sometimes it may cost him his life. But I imagine when you're going for the bots this early, that is the intention. He just wants to throw himself out on the map and keep Secret away from pushing up towards the high ground. In the jungle, Secret, they catch out Saxa, a little far out position. Mid1's going to come in with the TP. Thompson here as well with that invis. It's very spooky though to move into their own jungle with Secret having control of this area. Matu just taking this tier 2, this tower gold. He's going to have the money almost very, very shortly for that Eagle song into the butterfly.
I can't tell if I'm like drunk or something. Is that bugged? It says Mid1 has 315 movement speed, but that is not 315. He's moving like 415. Am I crazy? He has bots and a movement speed talent. Like, there's no way that's his movement speed.
Well, let me do the maths.
He should have 415.
It's a feature. It's basically what Gaben has said. He's said, you know what? We're not going to do the maths for the players anymore. We're going to make them do it themselves. So we're going to throw a bunch of numbers on the screen in the stat box, and the players can work it out for themselves.
Do you not?
Everyone's going to get a little bit smart. No, I think you're right.
Right?
On my screen, it says he's moving at 315 movement speed. Now, I'm an idiot, so I could be convinced that was 315
movement speed. That is not. That is way too... Look at those legs. Yeah. He's moving way too fast. That's definitely 415. So, okay, that's... I mean, maybe Boots of Travel doesn't show the addition to it. I haven't actually checked every time. Sorry, my neuroticism noticed that he was moving way too fast, and I was like, what do you mean 315?
An interesting observation. You just lost your TI invite. Well done. 5K
what TI?
5K lead for Secret right now.
Yeah, they're keeping their aggressive positioning here. And I guess we have a little bit of downtime here to talk about those neutral items that I was trying to mention.
Yeah, what have we got? Some good ones?
Essence Ring on Thompson. I think that's one of the best ones always. Nisha got the Imp Claw, probably the best one you can get on Kunkka.
Yep.
And we did have a Grove Bow, again, picked up for the Luna, so. Pretty nice ones. I didn't even notice that Yapsor pretty much has BKB on top of a Javelin and Treads, too. Just been quietly kind of farming on the side there.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad for himself.
Right?
I mean, to be fair, no one is, really. The only poor fella that's fallen behind is Notel. Bless him. Everybody else is getting a bit of farm. Notel, he's just sort of... He's coming along with the gang. But he's not getting a lot of items. It's expected, though, you know... And he would tell you that it's just because Samael's farming that efficiently. He's cleaned up all the camps and...
Ooh, okay, that's the butterfly. This is a big fight for Secret. They're super strong. Illusion's made.
Oh, ties in. He's got the hook shot straight away onto Saxa. The boat comes crashing down. Mid1, he's falling low. He's trying to run. Can he escape this? He can. Mid1 will manage to get out of there. As Now they turn over towards Saxa. They'll find him. They will finish him. The multicast coming out to no-tail. Roll forward from Topsy. He gets the magnetized down, but Matsu responds immediately with the Eclipse. Pots the BKB. Steps over towards Thompson. Thompson with the Essence Ring. The rollout, though, will live. He's out to the side. Mid one, he's ready to take them home. Thompson rolls over. Mid one's going to be able to take the 3 of them back to base. No-tail, unfortunately, with his lack of wealth, he didn't have enough to pay for the taxi, so he's got to stay out. He couldn't quite jump in. They said no to him.
That's a big timing push there for Secret, right? As soon as they pick up the butterfly, they still have the Aegis. They press themselves forward, knowing that that fight is likely successful. Oh, a telescope now picked up also for Secret. A fantastic item for them. A good push for them, and OG getting pushed away. They're having to expend everything and unable to take any success in that fight.
I did see Mid one's movement speed go up to 377 in that fight.
Interesting. Oh, Thompson getting some. Zai actually whiffs the hook shot.
They're going in. Sumel's popping the rage with the pip, connecting onto the 2 of them. It's going to lock down Puppy over. They go to Matuma Man. Matuma Man, he's got no BKB for 10 seconds. It's still unavailable. Can they kill him, though? With the rest of Secret turning up, it looks like OG, they've got it back out. They don't have the firepower to kill off Matuma Man, and Thompson's going to be caught on the high ground. Yapsaw lining up the arrow, connects onto No-Tail. Fire blast into the torrent. Sumail, he's got to turn. He's got to look for something to lifesteal up on. The pit's down. Midborn helping out from the high ground. Zai pushing Sumail back with the cogs. The rage comes to an end. He's trying to get in onto Matthew, but the stun from Puppy's into play. Zai gets the double kill. 4 dead on OG. Secret will clean up yet another fight and continue to bump themselves up in the advantage. 9k lead now for Secret.
OG. They were feeling themselves, pushing themselves all the way up onto that high ground. They're pinging the low ground there too. They don't have the they didn't have the outpost. Maybe that could have made a little bit of a change there. But yeah, Thompson getting caught on the high ground, and then everyone just tries to run away when Puppy does that buyback. And Secret, they're still strong enough to just hold their ground in that fight. And now they're pushing forward. They've got quite some time. They might actually be able to do some big structural damage.
Oh yeah, with this Luna, I mean, we've seen it so many times this tournament. Now Matu, he can just rip through the buildings. What are they going to do? Thompson, ooh, he's just straight in. He just went straight in. I mean, he's straight out as well. It worked. It scared them off. I mean, it scared me. I was like, what's he doing? It worked. He just rolled in.
The Gapsor wasn't there for a follow-up arrow. That could have been a pretty scary spot for him to be putting himself into. And Moonlight Shadow, they're going to back themselves away. Yapsor still kind of inching himself forward here. Maybe trying to break a smoke.
Might be able to find Mid one.
They're looking for a fight.
Oh, they found him. Cogs out. And so is Mid one.
Now they want more.
He's still got the hook shot. Oh, the courier. Oh, No-Tail. He finally was able to afford a TP, and he loses it on the courier. Sad times for the Grimstroke. Sumail is over towards Nisha. Inkswell's done will connect. They're trying to bring down the Kunkka, but he's so tanky at the same time off to the side.
The Luna illusions.
It's been focused to Soulbind. It's linking them two together. Puppy's getting low. Puppy, can he live? He steps to the side, but Saxa will kill him off. The purge comes to an end. The boat crashing down onto Thompson. Thompson pops the Essence Ring, but the Yapsor's there with the arrow. Thompson cannot roll out. Jump forward, Sumail. He's trying to commit, but Matu's still got the BKB. Good to go. He's just going to turn. Sumail, can he lifesteal up enough to live here? He's trying his best, hitting onto Nisha, but he's backing away. The X-Mark grabs him. Thompson rolls forward. The Magnetize. It's still available. He kills off Nisha. He's going to get Matuma Man as well. It's carnage in the jungle of OG. And it may not even be over yet. Mid one and Thompson. Seeing if they can find Yapsor. Won't quite be able to chase him. They're going to turn their attention over towards Zai instead. Roll forward onto Zai. OG looks like they may be the ones to come out on top of this fight this time round. Another roll in. Yapsor step forward. Thompson's going to want to chase this. He's got bottle charges and 1 charges ready to go. Rolls forward. What's the leap status on Yapsor? He's leapless. He's leaped his last. The pit's out. They have the root control. Rodovatos is back in a second if it's even needed, and it's not, because Yapsor, he's already dead. And OG, they'll team wipe Secret.
Wow, some big buybacks coming out, and they're able to chase forward there because of them. It's pretty big there for Thompson in particular. Sumail, though, not alive during any of those kills, is the unfortunate thing for them. But they do clean up pretty significantly, and now they can push their lanes out, clean up and fix that gold advantage that was getting close to 15,000. Yeah. They needed that fight.
I like this as well from Sumail. This is sort of the classic carry move. When you're a carry, you die first in the team fight, you see all your supports getting all the kills, you buy that tome for yourself. You're not letting them have it. They're like, you guys just got all the cleanup XP, tome for me. And, you know, understandably so, as Sumail, he really is the You know, he's the power that OG need to get as buffed up as possible. They've got to get him to the top as quickly as they can.
Yeah, and that level 20 used to be a pretty peak timing for a Lifestealer in a lot of occasions too for that evasion. So we did see also in that last fight, Saksa with those illusions did a lot of work. When he had when he had the soulbind, pretty sick.
Whoa. Uh-oh. No tell. He's been X'd. They may just have to leave this man. Well, Topson rolls out. And I'm going to still try and chase. Nisha's got X-Mark back in a second. Pit on the side, holds back Zai. Zai's still got a hook shot. If he can find the angle, could dive for this. Mid one, he's already taken him out. He's already taken Saksa back to save. He's all got the X!
He gets it right in time.
Oh, no! Oh, Saksa.
Didn't pay
It was not a safe trip back home. He gets yanked out of the taxi door by Nisha. So what? I mean, the question is, can OG find another fight like they just did? They've been behind for pretty much the whole game in net worth, but somehow did require that buyback, as you mentioned, but they were able to wipe him. Topson gives Zai a bit of a boot, but nothing less, just a cheeky one. He's got the haste rune.
They do have
his business.
They have a DD rune inside of Sumail's bottle, so that's a pretty big one, and he's approaching that MKB, which will allow him to actually stick onto the Matamba Van Luna through the butterfly, at least a bit, but now they're gonna have to worry about doing it all through an Aegis and through a cheese, which adds a whole nother element.
But they did find the Orb of Destiny, though. The Orb of Destruction for OG. One of the... Well, I guess the Paladin's still better for the right.
Someone's got to
have the Orb. You've got to have someone holding the Orb. I mean, yeah, Sumail's going to get it out. Yeah. He favors it over the Paladin. It's just so... It's so good. That with the Deso. That's...
Sustain's not his problem on Sumail, right? He needs just the straight damage to be able to stick on the targets.
And he's getting it. MKB is there in a couple of 100 gold. Looks like they won't be able to do anything with this DD, though, as it does expire. It's automatically popped.
Oh, but, I mean, Matu is down here, and he's only got the clockwork near for the moment.
Yeah, they're on him. And with the DD, they're making quick work of it. That's the Aegis gone. They're going to start bailing as they know that this will warrant a response from Secret Zai. He shoots and he misses. He may still be able to run them down or not. Saksa slows him with his demonic purse. Sumail's thinking about going back in. Disarms there onto Matumba Man. Matu still has the BKB if he feels like he's been put under too much pressure. He's holding on to it for now. OG, they'll decisively back away. They know that Secret will have had time to respond with pretty much the whole team. They don't want to try and fight them out here. There it is, Sumail. He's got that MKB. Of course, all whilst the... What have we got?
Just Yapsor's items were confused. I was like, Yapsor's not finishing BK. Okay, now he bought a Demon's Edge. Oh, okay, now he just has an MKB out of nowhere. So he looks like he went for the boxy thing, right? At least he's locking and unlocking all his items. There we go.
Yeah, the Javelin into 2/3 BKB into Matu. No, I'm going to go finish the MKB. I like it. The Matu pots the BKB. Topson's got to roll out, but the Lucent Beam catches him. Topson will fall. Gets the Magnetize off in time, but Matu with the BKB is ready to push on. See if they can chase some more. No Tail Soul binds both Zai and Matu together. Saksa goes for the TP out. They're still hot on the collar of No Tail as the X mark from Nisha will grab him. Secret will be able to get both of them.
80 seconds, no Topson now. They have all the time in the world to push these lanes out, which I believe were they are the double catapult waves too that were coming in. So this is going to be a big push coming here for Secret if they do want to turn it into one. They have their own double catapults pushing forward.
See, I'm Doge. You want to try and fight at this tier 2. I feel like, well, with just the 3 of them, they can't, right? They've got to wait for Topson's respawn.
Yeah. They absolutely have to wait. And, I mean, it's tough now, though, because we talked about Sumail. He's all about the damage. Look at the sustain now for Matumba in these last few moments. Not only does he have the cheese, he's got the Satanic, and he got the Paladin Sword. So he's got, you know, he's got the gorgeous...
He's loving life. It's another big old Luna. What can OG do? 30 seconds. No Topson. Zai, he's just in. Oh, he's in. And with a cheeky force, pushing mid one out into the face of Matuma Man. Matuma Man still takes a little bit of a beating. Did pop the Satanic there. Still has the BKB and the cheese. They'll reset. That was mid one himself also having to use his BKB to remain alive. And Secret will back off. They know that Topson's coming back into the game. They'll more than happily continue to farm at the map. They know that both Matu and Nisha are just farming at a pace that nobody, even Sumail, is able to keep up with right now in OG.
All of them are staying here now. They're understanding the strength that they have at the moment. Don't let OG leave their base. As soon as they do start to, you see them shifting. They know that they're probably trying to make a move outside. Rockets to scout things out.
Zai, who wants to hook someone. Blink forward. Thompson's going to kick him off to the side, but Thompson's been X'd. He cannot escape from this. He'll try his best, but Thompson will fall yet again. No buyback, dead for 70. Rods out onto Zai, but he's quickly forces himself outside of the firestorm. Be able to clean up the illusions, and Secret again just getting these kills and then not being punished at all. They're now 16k ahead of OG. Samel's going to head up top, try and get some space to push out this top wave, get some money towards his next item, the AC, but he's still very far from finishing it, and he's going to have to come back and help. They're losing the tier 3. They'll instantly collapse onto Zaxa. Samel pops the rage. He's trying to kill off Matu, but Matu with the BKB, with the Satanic, he could just turn, fight back onto Samel. Zai controls him with a hook shot. Samel dead without buyback. Secret, they can finish off this mid set of racks and almost certainly go for more now. Nearing 20k, it's over it. It's over 20k advantage. Matu and Nisha just farmed to epic proportions this game. And at the same time being so involved, so active. Mid1 steps forward but instantly falls to the damage of Matu. No-Tail dies in a torrent. This will be a second set of racks for Secret. A Secret starting this series off with a bang. Mid1, he brought back for this. An instant death on the Underlord. Thompson as well, controlled by Nisha. They're trying their best to come up with one last final hold, OG. But they just don't have the means to do it. The bottom rack's already gone. Matu, he's ready to roll on to the next game. He's finishing off the tier 4s. Samel will be back in 20. Maybe they can go for one more chance there, but when that happens, they're unlikely to have Thompson. Disruption saves him from the X-Mark, drag back, and boy, he's actually able to roll away. Thompson will live. But the tier 4s, they don't have the capability of rolling back to the fountain. They're dead. The Ancient's exposed. So Saxa, as he's blown up. Matu pots the BKB. Thompson rolls forward to his death. This game's over. Game 1 is in the bag for Team Secret.
Solid play all across the board. I love the item decisions. We can talk about a lot of different things in this game. I loved Zai going for like these blink plays and everything too, because then he had a little bit of rough times with a couple of the hook shots, but it was just having him have such an easy access into the back lines over and over again, and it's just such chaos in the fights. This Kunkka and this Luna